Welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream for Ustream.tv and also recorded for YouTube. Oops, for people to watch at their leisure. I'm currently in the Johanna Basford Johanna's Christmas Festive Colour Book, and we're on the owl page. So I'm using Dr. Martin's Hydrus Professional Watercolours, and most of them I've kind of are from liquid, but they dry fairly quickly, and I'm using some damp riggers. I'm using quite a few different ones because I've got some big spaces and some small spaces. So I've got the largest, which is number 6, to the 30, which is quite a fine brush. Oops. And my trusty water pot and baby wipe, so I have a damp brush, and that's enabling me to put some colour right on the end and then working it through to get some really nice highlights with very little effort. It's kind of all in one. I probably might not be able to do that with a crown because it's a big space, and this isn't watercolour paper, but it behaves itself fairly well. So I think we're going to have a cad yellow, but it's a cad yellow that I've made myself. So again, that is quite liquid, is this. If I put this across the bottom and then kind of very quickly push that up here. And there is a small King Charles Spaniel underneath the desk, so there's lots of groanies and moanies, and so if I'm very clever I can tease. This is it's a damp brush, it's not wet, it's damp, but it's going to tease all this colour up if I work quickly, which means I may not always be in frame. I'm just going to have to really quickly dampen that brush again. Start at the bottom, and because it's pure watercolour, professional watercolour, if you start at the bottom you can reconstitute it back, and so you have a natural highlight like you would if you worked with very wet watercolours. So you end up with no nasty lines, apart from here. I can maybe tease those through sometimes. And again, there's a bit of a kinkle because this is now working quite wet. Which is something I don't do, so I'm going to take a tip of that on the end and kind of stroke that up there. And this one the same. And that's working quite wet. That I do have a little bit of a highlight, so I can live with that, and there's a tiny bit of crinkle, but let's hope it goes back down. I suppose we could and suck some of that colour back up here and drop it into here. So that's just giving us a little bit of difference on there. So we've got we could have teal going across here, and these want to be greens and teals. So I'm going to go with possibly Is this the finest one I have? That one? Yep, that might be a nice one to use. Number 3, and this is the Pro Art 103 range. It's quite a nice mead, but it's going to give me a good lot of dampness to get all this colour teased out of here. So we're going to go with the green, the kind of greeny teal colour. And you have to be comfortable, because once you start, oops, I've got to be careful. I've just smudged that yellow. So I've got to be fairly quick because I've got this colour on here now. So just put this in here and then tease it out. That's a little bit wetter than I normally work, but I think I might get away with it just. And then we need to start to tease that highlight up here before you get any nasty lines. Oops, which I have got. So I've just spoiled that, but never mind. Have a bit of a highlight to it. Again, start here. These brushes are probably a bit too wet for this. You've got to work fairly quickly, because otherwise as in here you get, I can't do anything with that until I let it dry now. So they're a little bit too big, those brushes, really. Need to stay with the smaller ones because you've got more control. Where are we going now? And so I need this teal colour. And again, that's extremely wet for me. But it's very good quality paper, so it will take. And if I can really quickly spin round, I can get a nice highlight on that one. And again, starting in here, and very slowly teasing that colour round. So with very little effort, I've got quite a nice highlight. I've just messed up that one. So I've got a damp brush. I wanted to let it dry first. I'll go back in there when it's dry. It's still quite damp. And we wanted to do the beak, didn't we? So we wanted so if anybody's got any questions, I'll zoom in a little bit and then you can see what we're doing, hopefully. And so I wanted a slightly paler And if you didn't want to do any highlights, that will give you kind of a bit of a natural colour. So we've got the gamboge, the cad yellow that I made, and then a touch of lemon yellow in the middle. So we've got some kind of oh, I think they're more like jewels really, aren't they? So I'm going to just put a highlight around this one, I think. I can make those more like jewels, I think. This one needs a bit of a, oopsie, a bit of a highlight. We can just take that colour. Oh, it's slightly darker than that, wasn't it? Oopsie. I don't know what's wrong with little man under the table, but there's some strange noises coming from his tummy. But he's been a good boy. And this is all he wants to do, is to sleep by my feet. As long as I'm sitting down, he's a happy boy. He's a happy boy. I'm just wondering about doing a darker highlight around the eye. Well, we could do a blue teal. Yeah, I just have to keep turning it really slightly because I've got to have a natural curve because I can't work fast or faster than normal. Without a natural curve, without making kind of a pig's ear of it. Because this is a very peaceful way to work and very easy once you've practiced. But you've just got to be that little bit quick in order to stop unnatural highlights occurring. Apart from that, it's as easy as pie. I think I want a bit of blue in here. It's just deciding how easy it is to do. Oh, this is dry, it's just wet up there. So if I'm going to start down here and tease some blues out here. And I would have preferred should have done them separately, but it's difficult because you'll get an unnatural. That wasn't too bad. It's not too bad. I didn't want any nasty lines. So again, start there and work out and work dark. So again, clean brush. Drop into the blue. And then straight in here. It's not quite dark enough. I would like to keep them a little bit uniformed. Oops, I've gone over the line because I'm not at the right angle. Got to be a little bit careful. Now if you're doing a, oops, I've done it again. If you're doing a background, it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm going to do this teal under here with, and leave some white stars, I think. Let me just have a look. It's got some little green Christmas trees, so we could put those in. So we'll put the little trees in, and then again that middle one's going to be pale, so and that's just a natural progression. So a clean damp brush. I don't know which green I went in then, I must have gone in that one. So the next one is there. And this is really nice paper to work with. If you just have to be that little bit wetter, it's very forgiving. Do need to do his eyes. Oh, I think I might have some purple in there now. Yep, I think we're going to go in there with purple. I think these want to be purple. I want to get an actual highlight on here, but I'm not quite sure. A little bit darker, but she'll have to live with that. So this one could be paler. And then tease a bit of that colour around that one. Oops. So I think I could possibly go with the dried purple. Seems to work slightly better. That purple is very, very, it's phthalo purple. It's very, very dark. So I think I like that better. We wanted some kind of red, didn't we? So we'll have this red for here. And I would have liked some highlights, but I think this is too vibrant for highlights. Oopsie. You can tell when you brush is getting a little bit a little bit dry, and I've smudged all that yellow now. So I need to do a background, so sometimes that's quite nice because it forces you to do a background where I wouldn't normally do one. So it's getting brighter. We'll have some of this. I don't know if this is bright enough actually. I caught the brown in it. No, it's quite a bit of a dull orange now, isn't it? That one, I think. Oh, I don't know. It's quite nice. Put a drop of that in there. I'm going to have to give him a very bright jumper, I think. Oh dear, look what I've just done. I know why my hands aren't brilliant today. Can't believe how many mistakes I've done, but there we go. Perhaps it wasn't a good idea to paint today, but never mind. Oh dear. I've managed to get, I was scribbling with the pencils and I've put 72 colours into my little book of watercolours. But of course I was scribbling with pencil, which I'm not allowed to do. I did that colour, didn't I? I like this gamboge colour, it's quite nice. I like the white snowflakes, but I don't think we can keep the white snowflakes. We'll probably do. I think this brush may have, oops, lost its point. So this is cobalt blue. I just cannot stay in the lines today. Nope, I cannot stay in the lines today. That's just good. I'm going to have to go with a smaller brush. That might help. So this is cobalt blue, which is a cold blue, but it's quite nice because it's deep, rich colours. And because these are very vibrant, it's quite nice to use them sometimes straight from the colours. It's those eyes that are bothering me. We need some owl eyes. I don't think I like his crown. I don't think I like him as an owl, really. It's just me. Let me have a think. We could do some red stars. Could we not? And do some... I think this is the red I made from Elysium Crimson, and then I made a cad. Oh, there is a cad red, so I think this is the colour that I made. It's funny, once you've gone over the line and you've spoilt it, your enthusiasm goes completely out the window. Completely out the window. So let me have a look. See if we do this last square without messing it up. No, we went over the line on that one as well. I do like the idea of having a white centre. I'm going to use the other teal colours again, and I'm going to see if I can pick out these. I'm going to have to turn it to there. Make sure that they're now dried. And after a while you get a little kink on the end of your brush. So they're quite nice. It's got a little bit of texture. So welcome to Bunny's Designs. I hope everybody's well. Everybody's quiet, but this is a live stream recorded for Ustream.tv and also for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I'm working with Dr. Martin's Hydrus, professional watercolours in the Johanna Basford Christmas colour book. And I had thought about doing a vibrant jumper for Mr. Owl, but I think he's just going to be in quiet colours. And again, like most other colour books, you pick your colour and then you just pick off shape by shape. until eventually it's all coloured in. But I do like working with liquid watercolours in this one because it's one of the strongest, thickest papers, and it's single-sided as well, which, as a tight Yorkshire lass, goes against the grain. But I don't think I'll be buying another colour book after these. I think I'll be drawing my own, because I used to do line drawings, so I shall be drawing all my own. Shall I introduce some more colour? He does want a bit of a festive jumper on, doesn't he? So we'll give him a purpley pink. I'll give him a purpley pink. Oh dear, that was just not wet enough. Got to make sure there's enough dampness in the brush, because the key is the brush. It's all brushwork. So this is why I use this way of working, so that there's no pressure on your hands. You're just stroking a very soft brush. Might be able to get a little bit of a highlight on there. If anybody's got any questions, I keep trying to look up, but again, because I quite like working this way, I get a bit carried away, and I can't draw keeping the lines today at all. So if we stay in the bottom, there's, after a while, we're working with a particular brush. Oh, that's Alfie under there, just reminding me that he's there. I had to laugh yesterday. In England there was the film Alfie, not the original one, but the Jude Law one, and I can just imagine Alfie, our Alfie, being that conceited. It's like, well, because he was spoilt. My daughter said I'd spoilt him, and I said, oh, well, she used to sit with him for hours, cradling him in her arms while she was watching TV, so of course he's quite used to that now. And I apologise if you're not dog orientated. It's a bit of a dog city around here. We rescue anything that's going, and normally because nobody else wants them. So we need some cuddly toys for George now, because there's no point getting another rabbit, because then we'll have to get another rabbit of everything else of that rabbit. So if we get some cuddly toys, he's not going to be lonely. So sometimes you've just got to go with the flow with the colours. And I normally like to do different colours in different books, but this one was inspired by the Animorphia. It's just those big eyes that are kind of bothering me, because I suppose it's still going to look okay. What have we got now? We're going to use this blue. In fact, I think I should have used a bright yellow for that. But it's done now, so again, that's the easiest way for me to paint it. Oops, that way. And apologies today, my hands are very bad today because I was using pencils yesterday, and I got enthusiastic about my box of Derwent pencils. And I thought, oh, I can start using them again. Oh yeah, I'm going to leave a white jumper. If I don't mess it up too much, I'm going to leave a white jumper. And then I can leave the white snow. Oops, oh, it says she. So I thought, oh, I'm going to get the pencils out and start using them. And then I realised perhaps not. I quite like that. I've got a little bit of a highlight on there, so I quite like that. And I have a brown, so I'm just going to put these three He's got to have bright eyes. Yeah, it's going to have some bright eyes, I think. So I'll colour these in. Oopsie. Just finding out where the dog is. So I thought about highlighting each one of these, and I thought this probably would be better. Having the very rich colours. I think these need to be a little bit stronger than that. Oh, do we think we're going to get 3 more of these out of here? That would be good. just going to go back in these colours to do that a little bit darker. Oh, quite like that. Not sure if I can do it again, but we'll have a go. So again, sometimes highlights on individual little small spaces isn't an option, but you can still get around it. Just going to turn the eyes around so we've got a nice natural I was hoping I'd get a little bit richer. It's got big orange eyes. So have I broken anything, do we think? Let's see. See what's well, he's growing on me. He's growing on me. I think I like his white jumper. I think I like his white jumper. I think you're going to have to give him some some blue and green eyes, I think. Just go in here with this sailor blue. And it's no good if your paintbrush is dry, it just drags across the page and you end up doing a lot of damage, so you need to start again. The riggers only work. It's a different blue. I don't know how I've done that, but I've got a different blue on here, but never mind. I thought that was a different one, but it is. So we've got this blue here. Oopsie. I was convinced this was phthalo blue, so we'll have to have a look. And after a while, if you use the same paintbrush, you get a little tail on the end, just a bit of a kink. So you've got to make sure that can go across, otherwise it causes a lot of trouble. And you go over your lines. But if you can keep that little kink in control, it acts like a little flat shovel and it'll push colour around quite nicely. Just need some I thought that was phthalo blue, but it's looking a bit green. So just tease that colour into there, and again this side is going to be darker and teased around. I prefer that eye, but have to go over it because it's not the same as that one. I think I just have to go do this. Just bear with me, I might be out of sync. Just got to get that natural. I just needed that natural. The same with this one. Take this one down here now. So I wanted to say low blue. Lost my. Well, it just refuses to be blue. Never mind. Oh, and I've missed one there, look. So I thought this would look quite nice in these teal colours. He's got some funny looking eyes, but never mind, he's a make-believe owl, so it'll have to do. Oops. It's just it's such a peaceful way, you forget sometimes what you do. Again, you've got some small spaces, so you do have to concentrate a little bit on what you're doing. So I'm going to definitely get this this phthalo blue. So let me see if I can just put this in here. I should have left that white. I meant to leave that white, but I forgot. Sometimes you have an idea and then if you go to something else. So I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush because I do want to have a pale phthalo blue. This time. And then we're going to have to give him yellow eyes. Really big yellow googly eyes to match his big gold. Crown. I like his white jumper. I think I want to keep his white jumper. So I'll just zoom out a little bit. And he's a little bit vibrant. But I do like his I'm just going to put him some pink. And this is original Risen Crimson, I think. I think we could put him some sparkles on. I'm going to do some green leaves on his perch. I've got his perch to do, or his swing. Oh, and there's two little birds there as well we've got to do. So let's have this one. And we'll have the green I made earlier. And I made this green with lemon yellow and cobalt blue. And the darker one I made with cadmium yellow and cobalt blue. Well, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I cannot stay in the lines. Oh, dear. This is just... I don't think I've been in the lines yet. It's probably because I can't see very well, but... Poor man blames his tools. Yes, Alfie agrees with me. Oh, I don't think we've had a postman alert today, have we? I can't stop in the lines, it's no good. There's no way I can do this today. So we've got another picture done. So it's taken a couple of hours to do one colour page. That's very quick, considering how long the other ones take. Although it was quite a simple owl. It's taken just over a couple of hours. And I've got some quite nice watercolour effects. So we just got to make sure that, I hope that's all dried. I thought that was a wet brush, obviously not. Oh, so we want a fairly wet damp brush. And this rigger should tease out some nice colour up there. I am working backwards because I'm just finding it easier than working out. There's some very strange noises coming from underneath there. We should just call this a puppy cam. So these aren't as exciting as so we need a pale colour for a perch. The yellow ochre is a good one for a perch. Oh, these brushes are not doing what they want to do today at all. And so that's coloured. We need to change the little birds. Yep, the paintbrushes are all over the pages today. They are not going where I want them. So another video that I probably won't be able to put out. Not doing very well. I think I should give up. I did say to my husband, I think it's time I gave up. We want a little bit of a red press for our little robin. And then if we darken him down, oh, these glowing brushes today. You have to have a damp brush. And then if we just go over the face a little bit, that should be just enough. So I've got two little robins, and I think I just need to make these wooden beads. My goodness, Alfie. So I'm going to leave his white. I'm going to leave his white jumper on, his snowy jumper. I quite like that. I don't really like the colours. I don't really like the image, but it's done. Yeah, I do like the teal colours, but that's all I like about it, really. I suppose I could teal this up a bit, couldn't I? No, I don't want to play anymore. I don't like it, so I don't want to play. So it's taken a couple of hours though, so it's not so bad. Thanks for watching.